Also, Brandon Dorlus and Zach Harrison are also in that rotation that are going to allow them to be able to play a lot more multiple fronts. If he's in coverage, you need this guy or this guy, if he's in coverage, to be able to set the edge, get after the quarterback, or even force contain or be able to keep up with that quarterback. Theoretically, this is a really good idea against 21 personnel. 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Now, what most offensive coordinators like to do is they want to test you. So they're going to come out in 11 personnel. The Falcons are actually hoping that they have a versatile enough defense that they can actually bring this guy out here, who's more than likely going to be Jalon Walker, and they're hoping that they can bring this guy over and stack. And this is essentially a nickel 4-2. This end and at this end position. They call these guys their big ends, but they also feel as though these guys can line up right here and play inside this interior and this B gap right here, or line up as a true just outside edge rusher and give you a good pass rush. That's going to be valuable for this team because in this situation, hopefully you don't have to change your personnel. Theoretically, most teams will take out this defensive tackle and bump down this defensive end and this defensive end, have your 2 outside edge guys, and then bring in a nickel back. Now, the Falcons feel as though if their outside linebackers can hopefully line up as a true defensive end in a true pass rushing situation, or go out here and cover the pass if they need them to. What they're hoping is that these guys don't have to cover in coverage too long. You're at a huge advantage as a defense if you can just bump one of your outside linebackers out here. If he could play in space and be able to play against the pass, and you can still get a good, decent rush. And this is why they love Brandon Dorlus and Zach Harrison so much, because they feel as though both Dorlus and Zach Harrison can line up out here and have enough athleticism to still get after the passer. They're banking on these guys being stronger than your offensive tackles right here and just as fast as them and giving them problems, but also strong enough but too fast for your interior guards right here as well too. Your 3-4 defensive ends are probably some of the more underrated, more versatile guys that you'll actually have on the field, and they're probably the most important, crucial parts of having a 3-4 defense. You got a rotation of about 4 to 5 guys who can definitely play inside these B gaps, and we've got maybe 6 different guys who can play out here on the edge. Bralen Trice is a guy that they feel can play out here on this edge as a backer or in a straight-up nickel situation. Of course, all this depends on what kind of personnel that the offense comes out in. You got an offense with 3 speedy receivers right here, 1, 2, and 3, and these guys are problems, and they're not just big receivers. You might want to actually switch over to a nickel defense. You'll probably pull one of these defensive linemen out. This easily becomes somebody like Bralen Trice or Leonard Floyd or James Pearce Jr. and Jalon Walker. Even Arnold Ebiketie can play this position over here. Or if they're eating you up a lot against the run and you just want to come with a more stout defense, you could take out these linebackers and you can actually go with, let's say, Brandon Dorlus and Zach Harrison over here, and then have Anyamata and Rukaroro right here. They have a few guys who could probably play a few of these different positions. You have enough guys that can rotate and give guys a breather. And on this edge, you want to be able to keep guys coming at people. One of the things that I noticed when looking at the Cowboys last year is that there's some very huge third down plays where Micah Parsons is taken out of the game, and they don't have a viable backup. Offenses like to spread you out and come out with this 3 and 4 receiver set, and they're banking on hoping that this nickel back is not going to be good against the run. But this is where someone like Billy Bowman, I think, comes in huge and really key, as well as having Xavier Watts. I could see Xavier Watts being right here or Billy Bowman being right here. And I could easily see Fuller being back here at this safety position, or having Fuller right here and having Xavier Watts right here. We have guys who specialize enough in one thing, but also can do very versatile things that other guys can do as well. If you're worried about them spreading you out and being able to run the ball against you, you might want to come with your big edge guys against this type of formation right here. And you could drop this guy into pass coverage. You could drop that guy into pass coverage and get a little exotic with your blitzes. That's what they mean when they say an attack-style defense. A defense that's just going to dictate and make you guess where they're bringing the pressure from. They could bring 4 or 5 every time, making them guess where you're going to bring pressure from. depending on where these guys line up, it's going to make your pass protections actually vary as well too.